Welcome back. I'm Christy Nelson, and you're watching 5 Talk Street. January 24th through 26th at the Irving Convention Center, you'll find the boldest and the bravest foodies and the true connoisseurs of everything hot and spicy. It's all happening at ZestFest, and here to tell us all about it, Mara Allen Gast, the Executive Director of the Irving Convention Center and Visitors Bureau, and Teddy Story, who is the CEO of Irving Cares, which is one of ZestFest supporters. And thank you both for joining us today. Well, first of all, tell us, what is ZestFest? It has such a cool name, and I understand that if you like food that makes you sweat,
absolutely,
this is where you should go.
You like anything with spice, but definitely if you're a fierce food fan, that's probably a good place for you. So there are vendors all over the convention center floor who are selling spices, rubs, Bloody Mary mixes, brisket rubs, a little bit of anything you might season anything with, and they are selling it and letting you taste it, and some things you're only going to taste on the teeny tiny tip of a toothpick because that's all the human body can handle. There's one station where you will go through, 6 progressive stages that make it worse and worse. If you survive it, you'll get something snazzy like a sticker. People do this to survive these stations of spice, and there is an endorphin rush that the body produces with hot, spicy foods, and that's why people do it.
It's so interesting. Now, where did this idea come from to have a convention, really, of spicy food?
Spicy foods. It's just one of those things, I think, as people have become more interested and curious and sophisticated about food and experiences and taste, they're more open to those things. So this is the 4th ZestFest that'll have been at the Irving Convention Center. It existed for a number of years before then, and it's just built up over time, and it's evolved over time. You're going to see a lot more barbecues and things related to smoking in this year's because that seems to be where some of the culinary trends are going. And these are folks who are, they've started out making small batches of things in their garage and their kitchen at home, and they're entering the Fiery Food Challenge trying to win the golden chili. And because that can be the thing that propels them to the next stage of getting their business and getting their product on grocery store shelves or in the liquor store for their Bloody Mary mixes or whatever it is. But there's some great stories out there as well as some great flavors.
And a lot of people really love spicy food. How many folks are you getting at these events?
Should be about 10,000 people by the time the doors close on Sunday afternoon. And it's great, and it's tastes, and it's music, and it's great experiences. There's chef demonstrations that'll be happening throughout the weekend. It's just a great time. It's a lot of fun. It's great people watching. Great people watching.
Oh, I'm sure, especially when their tongues are burning.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and they, the more macho of the ones try to, I can handle it. I can handle the sweat's just pouring off of their faces. They're getting red. Watched one guy kind of last year go to a back corner of the convention center after he'd survived the station and got down on the floor, which was nice and cold, trying to cool off. His wife and friends are taking pictures and posting and Facebooking and tweeting, and he's like, stop, stop, stop. He's apparently an emergency room doctor.
Oh, my goodness. So there's a lot of adventure.
Great stories
there's a lot of
out there.
And stories out there. Okay, well, Teddy, tell us about Irving Cares and how it all ties in.
Irving Cares is one of the beneficiaries as a charity of ZestFest. When it first started, they partnered with Irving Cares because we have a food pantry. Irving Cares was founded in 1957, and when an F3 tornado came through Dallas, people didn't know where to turn to give help or to get help, and so they wanted to create a central information center and a food pantry to help eliminate hunger. So since ZestFest is all about food and Irving Cares provides food for Irving families, it was a really cool match.
It's a very important organization because I think when most North Texans think about Irving, they think of Las Colinas, they think of Valley Ranch, and they don't think that there are a lot of people there who may need help, but that's not true.
Right. When you think about Irving, you don't automatically think about poor people who need help making ends meet financially. But last year we provided over 44,000 people with assistance with the 5 different programs that we offer. We have a food pantry, we have financial assistance for utilities and rent, we help people find jobs, we have transportation to medical appointments, and we have information and referrals. So, 44,000 people is about 20% of Irving's population.
That's a large amount. And who are your typical clients?
The typical client is a family that is hardworking. They are working really hard to make ends meet, but they just don't have a lot of stretch in their budget. They are maybe one paycheck away from needing help paying their rent. They're working. They don't have insurance benefits, or they don't have paid time off, and if you have a sick kid that you have to take to the doctor and miss time of work and pay for the medical expenses and all those things, it just, their budget can't absorb it. So average income is about $20,000 a year for these families.
And of course, those wages just don't allow them slack in their budget if something goes wrong. So who supports you? Who supports Irving Cares?
We're really glad to be a partner of ZestFest and special events like that, because this year they're going to have the celebrity chefs as they are up there cooking their specialties. There are people that will come by and taste it, and then we'll have our little fishbowl there, hoping that people will make large donations there. But so through special events like ZestFest, and we have a gala, but the big deal is that it's individuals. About 25% of our budget comes from people who care about helping their Irving neighbors and making sure that they have access to the services that we provide.
And I'm sure that includes foundations
Absolutely.
and churches and just people who really want to help their community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been a United Way partner since 1973, and you know, Irving Cares is 57 years old this year, so we're making a lot of headway in making sure that the families in Irving can get the help that they need.
Fantastic. Sounds like a wonderful organization. And thank you so much for joining us and telling us all about ZestFest. I can't wait to eat all this spicy food because I'm going.
Good girl.
You have to buy your tickets. You have to buy your tickets. Thanks so much for joining us. And thanks again for watching 5 Talk Street. I'm Christy Nelson. I'll see you next time.